TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.
Hey everyone, I'm Christina of Homebodies Fitness. Join me for your at-home fitness routine. Let's all get fit together. Only on Rogers TV, Homebodies Fitness.
And he fell.
Whoa, I'm not driving. I'm way too stoned. How are you feeling, Beer?
Oh, since we had that talk, I'm not driving tonight at all.
What about you, Dave?
You only had a couple of drinks.
And only a couple of puffs.
I don't drink and drive. No way I'm getting behind the wheel when I smoked weed, too.
How are we getting home, then?
Oh, you can drive, Dave.
Come on, Dave.
Take one for the team, buddy.
Don't let weed and alcohol influence your decision to drive.
Yeah, I need a ride.
This is Rogers TV.
Hello and welcome to the special edition of the Rogers TV program relating to COVID-19 and our community responses. My name is Carol Merton, and for those of you who watch the program regularly, you'll know at the beginning of each program, I take a few moments to say thank you before I actually welcome the guests. This morning I received a letter that was actually written by a writer, Allison Wines, but the letter itself was sent to me by Francesca Dobbin, the Executive Director of the United Way, Bruce and Gray. So I'm going to take just a moment to read some excerpts from paragraphs within that letter to express my thank you. There is an invisible group of people who aren't being recognized, who are working intensely to keep the world turning, to make sure that those on the front lines have the support they need and those at home have something to go back to when we get to the other side of this. Who are you? You're the HR teams working 80-hour weeks to start workforce planning from scratch, redeploying team members, trying to think of something, anything, to preserve jobs. You're the CEOs of charities writing new budgets so you can keep helping the world with funding that has evaporated overnight. You're accountants and bankers restructuring finances and debts to help small businesses stay afloat. Your trade managers negotiating frantically to get hand sanitizer and face masks into the country. Your consultants supporting clients through massive changes, unsure if you'll get paid for what your work when your work is all over, but doing it anyway because it matters. Your hospital administrators running payroll for the nurse that just clocked 30 hours of overtime. Your communicators trying to find the words to explain the crisis, the likes of which has never been seen, to your organization, staff, and the community. To you, I say, you are not invisible. Our message back to you is this: your contributions are greatly appreciated. We send to you our most heartfelt and sincere thank you for what you are doing. And on that note, I want to thank my two guests for appearing on the program today. And I know that you have amazing information to share about contributions that you've been making to our community during this pandemic as well. So Emily Morrison from Launchpad in Hanover, and Naveen Joshi from NPX Innovation. I want to welcome both of you, and I'm wondering, this is the fun part for me where I get to sit back and just throw you the program, but I'm wondering if you can just take a few minutes and just talk a little bit about yourselves and your organization, and then really talk about how you've been manufacturing face masks, certainly with the use of 3D printers, and I'm sure there's other initiatives as well you'd like to share. So welcome, and over to you. Who wants to go first?
I guess I can go first. So, hi, my name's Naveen. So, our company is called NPX, and we're an engineering and innovation startup, and we work closely with Bruce Power. Our work is mostly in the nuclear power industry.
Yeah.
And our headquarters is in Kincardine, and we're about 40 people right now. We're engineers, computer programmers, and software developers, and we're fortunate enough to continue working full time during the pandemic. Even the work is such that we can do it remotely, and when most of the times, like our company philosophy is such that we are encouraged to contribute as much as possible to the community. So as soon as we understood the scale of the pandemic, we immediately had a team build up of trying to find out what is the best solution for getting help out to the community who needs it. So one of our first initiatives was a 3D printing initiative where our company already had a 3D printer for rapid prototyping. So what we did was we started printing face shields and face masks similar to this kind, where we started printing the tops and bottoms here on our 3D printers, and we ordered these later for basically making the shield. And the amazing response we got from our community was that all the local schools and libraries and stuff started donating their 3D printers to us so that we could start managing themselves. And it was great to see that how that was working out. And we are doing our full-time job still, so we have to manage these after hours, after we finish our work or during our lunch or whatever. So that's been pretty fun, kind of. And and that was the 3D printing initiative. So we have a few other initiatives from our side where we've built a website and an app called GBH Strong, which stands for Grey Bruce Huron Strong. And the philosophy behind that is it's a platform where we want to share the latest information and correct information from reliable sources, and give a platform to people to share share information, to help the local restaurants and small businesses to share whatever resources they want and help them get to the community over online. Some of the local businesses didn't have an online presence, so we helped them build that through our website, and we built an Android and an Apple app for it too, so it's available to whoever needs it for free.
Yeah. Wow.
And during this time, we also have another initiative for Coney Academy, which is in collaboration with the Nuclear Innovation Institute, and that basically is it's a free online subscription for children who are in grade 2 to 7, and we basically teach them coding basics with one of our experts who takes time off of his working hours to do online live classes, so it's interactive as well.
I need to sign up for that. Emily, tell us a little bit about yourself and Launchpad, and then how initiatives link together in your community.
Yeah, so my name's Emily.
So I think Emily has frozen.
Technology Center in Hanover and we had a 3D printer that was donated to us by another local organization. So we've had this 3D printer at the youth center for about a year now, and we're teaching after school programs about how to model, how to create create with a 3D printer, and we have different various after school classes. So when actually a youth mom reached out and said that there was this 3D printing face shield going on in the community right after the pandemic hit, right during March break. And it was started up in Kitchener, which was the same place that we had bought our 3D printer from. We knew we would be able to participate. So connected with the local group here. And then when we've been linked up with NPX, we've been able to keep everything we produce local. So that's been really exciting with the connection with NPX in Kincardine.
Excellent. So what has amazed me throughout the COVID-19 are the partnerships that are developing that you wouldn't even think of. Manufacturing for sure, helping to make items that healthcare can use, and the community contributing to this.
Well, it's really exciting. Yeah, it's really exciting too that we're able to kind of be linked up. So all of the people that are in the Grey Bruce region that are 3D printing pieces together, coordinating them, shipping them into NPX to assemble them, we're now all talking on this chat web. So it's allowed us to meet new people. And then, if there's opportunity for those people to stay connected after the pandemic, it's fingers crossed over in whatever time that comes. But we've now, our programs run on volunteers, and only is it from those people passing on their instruction to the next generation. We're excited that already people that I've met are willing to donate their 3D printers to Launchpad when this is all done, and then become new instructors to teach those other youth in the after-school programs when we start up again. So Launchpad has shut down, and we're not opening up until July at the earliest again. So it'll be really interesting to have this new network that could continue to create and be together even after this is over.
So in the very beginning of the program, there was just a slight pause, and technology is great, but sometimes it kind of gets frozen. Can you just describe again to me Launchpad? You mentioned it's an after.
Yes, so we're a youth center, and we host programs for individuals 12 to 18. We're very different youth center. We've got a welding shop, we have a wood shop, we have a technology lab at the youth center, and a kitchen. And so we teach all different types of after school programming.
So lots of practical skills for sure.
Right.
Yeah, excellent. So the face masks, that idea came, it evolved, NPX took the initiative. Tell me more about, you're donating your time, but there's a cost to this. So can you just tell me, and then what happens with the kits once I know before the program started, Naveen, you showed the face mask, but you showed a kit as well. Can you talk a little bit about that? So costing first.
Right. So the costing mainly is everybody, like all the 3D printers were pre-existing. Like we didn't buy any new ones. They were given to us. The only thing that we're buying right now is the material and our time, which is again, so all the funding that's coming for it is either being donated by NPX, or we've partnered with Bruce Power and the Nuclear Innovation Institute. So all the funding is either coming from there. So any money that's being spent during this time to either reimburse any filament to the people who gave us their printers, or the filament that we're currently using, is all being funded by either us as a donation, or we're getting funding from Bruce, or there's public funding.
Yeah. So you're putting in a lot of hours, actually, both of you, in different ways, but certainly putting in a lot of hours.
Oh, yeah. Every day it's about 9 o'clock.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. So how many would you say of the face masks have been manufactured, and where are they going to?
So far what we made is about, just from our NPX side, it's about 350 to 400 face shields is what we've printed to date, and we have a larger number being donated from all the local printers who are printing in and around us. And there's other initiatives in Port Elgin and further away who are also printing with their printers. So there's a few pockets of people who are doing it themselves, and then we have our large pocket here. So an estimate of around 400 is what we have so far. And with the face shields, we actually got a request from the hospitals that they actually were facing another issue where their ears were suffering because they had to wear the mask all the time and their ears were getting scorned. So we started building these, which are ear savers, which go in the back, and they no longer have to hook the masks onto their head or onto their ears, so they can be hooked onto these onto their back, so it doesn't hurt anymore.
So that was an innovation.
Yes, so that was, again, all these designs for the printing, we didn't make them. They were already existing online. People had already made them. So we just got them found them online, and we just did a few tweaks that were necessary to put them onto our printers and ready to go.
So Emily, from your perspective, from Launchpad, how's it going for you? And what are you hearing back from those who are creating the masks?
Well, it's really exciting because it's kind of show, the practical uses of 3D printing and why it's so exciting. One of our after school programs one of the lessons in our 3D printing course is to say, 3D printers are super cool. You get to make action figures for yourself. If you lose a chess piece, you can recreate your chess piece. But, these are brilliant machines that are able to pivot so fast, to take and reproduce and just make really important things. And so I think when youth are seeing the ability for a 13-year-old to participate or a retired individual to participate, because the technology is out there, shareable. What I always like to equate to 3D model, how we have YouTube and everyone can create videos and share them with everybody else. But the varying qualities are vast. And the same thing exists in the 3D printing world. People can go out there and create 3D models and share them with everybody else. And so that's what this whole initiative is based on as well. Somebody figured out how to 3D print a face shield, put it online for other countries to use. And so that's how I think Canada and we've been able to prosper, is that because this COVID-19 hit in Europe first, they had figured out what was needed, and we were able to use that same model here.
What's really neat is that anyone of any age is able to participate, but it's teaching the youth that they can contribute to the greater community by assisting in creating these face shields. I mean, everyone's in this together, and what a great way to have the youth involved in an initiative as well. I think it's great. So I'm wondering, Naveen, if you can just hold up the kit that you demonstrated earlier.
Sure.
So basically, that's what you ship out, is that right?
Yeah, that's correct, because this has a better packing factor. Like, we can send more of these at a time than the assembled one. Like, this is really bulky and large, whereas this in its kit form is small and has, we can send multiple of them at a time. What it basically has is all the pieces you need to put it together. It's very straightforward. We also ship it with the instructions to assemble it. So It's basically 4 pieces that go together, and it's very straightforward and very low tech. And very effective.
Yes. And so the shipping itself, so how does that work? Do you have a driver that takes them around, or how does it work?
So usually what we're doing is for hospitals in Walkerton and Hanover, we're shipping it through Purelator because the hospitals gave us their account, and they said, ship it to us to no cost to us. So it's if we need to ship it to them, we do it through a service. If we need to ship it to anywhere which is really local and within Kincardine or really nearby, we do actually just drive it. So anyone who's available at the time, we'll just pick what they need, like pick the amount of shields that was requested, and we just actually drive it over.
Perfect. And from Launchpad, Emily, what are you hearing about numbers, and how does Launchpad distribute the face shields or face masks?
Well, we are dropping our supplies off to NPX. So Launchpad is a gathering point So in my community, in the area, people drop them off to Launchpad, and then I collect them all and drop them off to NPX.
Excellent, excellent. So initiatives, are there other initiatives that either of you are involved in, either around the COVID-19? Tell me a little bit more about what you do in our community.
Sure. Well, in Hanover, there's also a homemade mask making going on. So in Hanover, just check out the newspaper or on the Town of Hanover Facebook page. There's instructions about how to make your own homemade mask, really simply with pipe cleaners and fabric that you might have laying around, or if you're willing to, if you are very good at sewing, you can give your time to donate to other frontline essential workers in grocery stores or gas stations. That's what we're trying to give them, a homemade mask. And yeah, we're also at Launchpad, we focus and have really good employment-based training opportunities for individuals 12 to 18. But we want you to go to school and then come see us after school. So we're now looking at, hey, maybe we should be doing some training for 18 to 29-year-olds, or maybe second career training during the day when the youth are in school. If anybody needs retraining after this crisis is done, or is trying to look at which sectors might still operate or be deemed essential as we move forward. So, we're kind of looking at that. How can we, give more of the training that we do for youth in a fun, passionate, to figure out your career? Maybe that could also be used for individuals that are looking to change. Yeah.
So before I go to Naveen, where does the funding for Launchpad come from? How is that funded?
Right. So the Town of Hanover gives us some of our budget every year as an investment in the youth, investment in the community, but it's my job to find the rest of that big budget every year. So it comes from donations from the community, grants, opportunities. So it keeps me busy, that's for sure.
So would you mind if I put a plug in for anyone who's listening to this program, recognizing obviously that you're contributing to the community with this initiative? If they'd like to make a donation, that they could, right? You won't say no.
No.
Well, and I think, people want to help. They want to give. Sometimes they're not sure how to give. So I'll say it for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Naveen, I'm sure you're busy doing a variety of things for sure. I want to tell you first, though, the head apparatus you just demonstrated, being a healthcare professional myself, I know how uncomfortable those masks can be after a while. And if you wear glasses, it seems to be worse than if you don't. I'm not sure why, but I want to say what a great thing to take the pressure off from behind those ears. So great initiative. Tell me a bit more about other things.
Sure. So COVID-19 specific, we, as I mentioned before, we built this app, which I can show you here. It's basically a platform where you can go and look up the current information. You can go to support your local stores. You can go for any information available. You can go to share your support, ask for help, whatever, all those things we've made available on the app as well as our website. So that's a whole team building that in the background. Yeah. And we have the Coding Academy going on, which is we and NII, which is the Nuclear Innovation Institute, collaborating to teach the youth basic coding and bot training and all of that. And the other initiative that we had before was we made a collective with the local restaurants, and we gave them a donation encouraging them to give a 25% discount for one day on all their products. And what that encouraged everybody in Kincardine to eat out that day so they could contribute to the local restaurant community. So that was like a great success. Everybody was like the restaurants were happy with the business, and everybody was happy with eating food out for one day. That was fun.
I don't live in Kincardine, but the idea sounds really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So,
we also have another initiative which we do all year round, which is Girls Who Code, which is we invite any kids who want to come to our office, and we'll teach them how to code. Every month there's one session happening here in Kincardine, one happening in Port Elgin. So there's similar initiatives happening throughout the year.
So you're mentioning certainly for kids, but Emily, I'm thinking of what you just said about retraining people. I mean, coding for all ages, right?
Yeah.
Would be really neat.
Absolutely. We definitely have that in the works already. We actually had a plan for women who code, and the COVID-19 pandemic got in the way, but that's definitely up next once everything's back to normal.
Excellent. Yeah, there are initiatives and growth opportunities out of the COVID-19 that we would never have dreamt of before, I'm sure, or certainly will change as we move forward. I want to go back to your app that you demonstrated on the screen, and I'm wondering if you would mind just demonstrating it again. But this is relatively new, this app, correct? So
Yes.
If you wouldn't mind just saying what each one, I tried to peer in, but just what each one of those little sections are, if you don't mind, on that app, just to go into it a little bit more.
Sure, I can do that. So basically, if you see the front screen there, the first one's stay informed. So what that means is when you go on there, we provide all the latest information as to where the correct sources are for getting all the right information. Then there is one for find help, where you can we have a social gathering where you can go and ask for help, go for the right resources, where to go, how to go, because certain hospitals are designated as COVID centers, so they're only treating potential COVID patients, whereas there are other hospitals which are treating other illnesses, so they need to know where to go for the right reasons. And then the other one is local resources. So that's basically where we have another initiative where we're having gift cards for all local businesses, so they can sign up with us, and basically we'll put up gift cards for them, and they can buy it on the website. For those services. And there's what else is there? Just to say, send out a message. So to say thank you is where on the website, if you want to put a message up for all the people who are working tirelessly, like all our frontline workers. So there's messages you can put on there from the public, and you can put it on the board, and it'll be displayed up there for everyone to see.
Yeah, and so certainly, and you said that this app is for Huron,
It's Grey Bruce and Huron. But
Huron.
anyone's welcome to use it.
Yeah, great idea. Our program has 30 minutes. It runs by so fast. So I want to thank both of you for appearing on the program. Your information is great, and what you're doing for the community is great too. And, you are not invisible. You are definitely there. Please take care of yourselves. So I'm sure you're putting in long, difficult hours, and it's hard working from home as well as the extra hours. Thank you as well to our viewing audience for joining us today. Please tune in again to learn more about community responses to COVID-19. Please take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and stay safe. Thank you.